Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker channel. And you came back. Why would you? Glad you did. It's That's all I like, the intro. The rest of it sucks. Led Zeppelin, thank you. Cora, please. If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. Mountains crumble to the sea, baby. I'll still be you and me. Led Zeppelin. Hey everybody, how's it going, Mike? Little Bon Jovi intro. I heard they're coming out with a new Young Guns 3. So it'd be Old Guns. Hey, what's up? Who's Tom Cruise? I hope I have you. You're not doing an auction this week. If you want to drop your link, please do. Hey, Jen, how's it going? Thanks for joining, y'all. I was coming on before T's auction, and I just wanted to get on board. Makes me play guitar. That's such a hard one. Try that again. just like intros. Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. Just playing around the guitar a little bit. Talk shop in a minute. Little Dave Matthews, number 41. And to end it, why not the Beatles, right? How is everybody today? My stupid glasses. Get my contacts again. Tuesday. Get these stupid things off. Sorry, I catch up with the chat. I appreciate everybody for joining. Jennifer Hayes, fam, how you doing? Appreciate you for joining. Jen, Justin, appreciate it. Vortex time. Appreciate you for joining, Mike. You always come in. What's everybody doing on this afternoon? I'll probably go play some tennis later. Text my buddy. Best exercise, because it's like playing ping pong, except you're standing on it. You can run around or you just sit there and hit things. It's fun. I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate that. Grabbing lunch, run some errands. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I appreciate that, Justin. I'll be listing while I watch a little bit of T's auction. Yeah, Blackbird's one of those first ones I actually learned how to play, and now I look back on one of my first songs. A couple of the first songs I played were like some of the hardest. I'm like, I can't believe I did it. I guess because when you're sometimes it's good to be stupid because you don't realize how hard something is. You're like, I'll try it. I appreciate everybody for the compliments. I was just sitting here. My antique mall. Twice a year they do they call it a record sale, and they just promote, and they promote it heavy. I don't really promote a lot, but they promote the records, and the parking lot is completely full, and there's probably 100 spots, and people are parking across the way at these other factories and stuff. It's kind of a nuts deal, and that's coming up next weekend. So I'm getting all my vinyl, getting ready to list it all, and tagging it, and getting it up into my booths, because I mean, it's crazy how many people, and I've got some people know me. If you've seen me in auctions, I buy records, and I mean, even country sells around here. Well, thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. Hey, Heidi. Top of the morning. Yeah. When I go into T and Donna's auctions, there was one day where I think it was like 11:30 here, and it was 12:30 for the East Coast. And I said something, morning, T and Donna, and they're like, morning, I said afternoon, and they're like, afternoon. I think it was 10:30 here, 11:30 there, and I just wasn't paying attention. And then ever since then, I always just say good morning when it's the evening, and evening when it's the morning, just to mess with them. How do I drink my coffee? Well, I do a French press. I think 25, 30 bucks on Amazon. Grind it up myself, and hot water. Let it steep about 7 minutes, and then I put a little honey in it. And honey is about the only sweet I give myself, because I don't really want it anymore. Once you stop doing sweet, you don't really crave it. At least I don't. What I do is, like, I'll do fruit juices in them, not fruit juice, but like squeezed. I'll show you. You've probably seen them naked drinks, but like, this is in Bottle House, and this is carrots. I know it sounds weird, but it's freaking awesome. I love the carrots. And another one I do is mango, and so I'll do that in the morning. So I'll get a little bit of sugar. Best time of the day to do it, because I work out and do all kinds of things. So I'll burn that off, and then for the rest of the day, I don't really want sugar. But I've actually changed my gut biome, or whatever they want to say, and my body just doesn't run off sugar anymore. when you train it to run off sugar, that's what it wants. And fun fact, something I've realized over time, I never get hungry. Um, like I know my energy runs down, I'll eat. I might get a slight bit hungry, what other people, what you would describe as hungry, most people have. But I remember when, I used to think I was hungry, my stomach was hurting. And what you do is when your body runs on sugar, especially processed sugar, uh, it burns through it real fast, which is good if you're going to work out and do all that stuff because it gives you like jet fuel. But if you're not using it, it uses it all up, and then it makes your stomach hurt to get you to get sugar again, so it stops hurting. It's not, you're not hungry; it hurts. And now my stomach never really hurts. I never feel like I have to eat. I just kind of eat when I know my body's going to need that. And I do the intermittent fasting, so I do 8 p.m. After that, I don't eat anything, and then I get up early, and then I don't eat my breakfast till 8. So you get 12 hours intermittent fasting. And honestly, if you talk to people like doctors and stuff that do intermittent fasting, you can eat anything you want. Just don't eat for 12 hours, and you'll be good. And I started intermittent fasting about 3 weeks ago just to try it because I almost did anyway. I was doing like 10 hours, and it works. It's burning me off. I've lost 10 pounds real quick, so. Just a little something I've learned over time, if that's something you want to do. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I like to make fun of myself. Trolls can't mess with you if you make fun of yourself more than a troll, right? I love agave, but it's just more expensive. And we used to have it, buy it by the bulk in my health food store, but they got rid of it. But yeah, I used to do it because it goes further too. And it has a more of a maple syrup kind of flavor. So it has more flavor than honey. But yeah, I agree. But I just don't, it's just too expensive. And I get my honey in bulk for like $5 a pound, and it's local. And, if you study a little bit about nutrition, eating local honey is good because it's dealing with all the pollens and things like that. So it gets you used to, they tell people that are really allergic to stuff that it's best to eat your honey close because it helps with all that. I don't know if it's true or not, but yeah, it's easy to get out of the rhythm of anything. It really is. I got out of the practice of getting up, playing my mandolin right away, and getting 15, 20 minutes done. And I've just started getting back to that. I'm like, what did I do? I was just doing nothing. And it's good to write down your own stupid schedule of what you have to get done every day. What's important to you. Um, I always do all my pull-ups or push-ups before 8, and then I do pull-ups the rest of the day, add some more if I want. And that way I don't you know, my body can't say, no, I don't want to. It just has to do it. And then after a while, you just don't think about it. At least I don't. Thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it. I was just sitting around and chit chat a little bit. I was watching Mr. Biselot's auction, which I need to bring back up here. He's got some. I'm getting all kinds of messages about yards. The yards are blowing up here because of all the rain, and the sun's been out for like 3 days. So there's just everybody's like, "Hey, you gonna mow me Monday?" Let me see. But yeah, Mr. Biselot's got an auction going on. He's got concert posters, and you can tell how much I like music. So I almost got a Alice in Chains or Alice Cooper poster a minute ago. It's frustrating. I wanted it, but I didn't get it. Went for 27. I didn't want to pay 30. Turn this down. Sorry. Watch a little bit just in case they run across a Dave Matthews or anything. But Mr. Biselot, if you resell, you need to check out his auctions. Just doing one bulk lot of something of $200 can be 8 to 100 to 1,000, and he's really given out some great reseller lots. And that's another reason why I like auctions for you, Sweet Tea and our Trucker Tea and Donna, because they do wholesale lots. It's easier for them to make money and send it off. I mean, sending one item at a time. That's how they kind of started. But for them, you're auctioning one item that ends up going for $30 and it just took 15 minutes. It's like that can't be. The other day they spent 30 minutes doing one, and it went for $1,000 because it was a bunch of cool 1977 or 79 stickers from Star Wars, and those were gradable. And so some of those, it was like there was like 200 of them. Some of those one a piece, if they were graded good, will be over $1,000. So um, if you're a reseller, you need to be watching those auctions. But I understand too, when you built your base around that, some of those people that want to watch are kind of like, they buy stuff for their family or gifts. But if you're buying stuff for family and gifts, it's going to be rare that you find something that hits you. So they can't base their auction on someone that hoping they might see something they like either. You know what I mean? And that's why they should resell. If you see a lot of something, that's what I always do. I see something I want to keep, and then I know I'm going to sell the rest of it. And so I think people should just start trying to resell instead of just doing this one at a time. Well, lots of practice. It's like people tell me I'm talented at music. I'm like, I practice. There was a time I wasn't. I haven't had hardly any studying, and I just went and did it just because I practiced. And everything starts with one. I was a minute ago, I was doing this with my abs, and I'm like, oh crap. I used to have nice abs, and haven't been I haven't been doing them because I used to do them at the gym, and I just stopped going to the gym last summer because it was, I just didn't want to deal with all that crap. It starts Monday. Picking up my mower, it's all fine tuned up. Spent $500 to get new tires, and you want tires beginning of the year. You'd be sliding down hills when it's all wet. You're going to end up in a pond or something. It's going to cost you a lot more than $150 for tires. And then I just got it all fine tuned up. And so Monday it begins. And I love it because if you guys understand me a little bit, I love information. I love studying my own stuff. And so when I'm not doing this, I'm listening to audiobooks. I love Joe Rogan because he has good guests on. I love Impact Theory, Ed Milet. And so I listen to a lot of those people because they bring on these successful people that have turned their passion into money. And that's what everybody always forgets. They think people are just make a lot of money and they got lucky. No, they're just doing what they love. And the money comes when you become better at that than most people, because most people stop because they're trying to make money instead of just doing their passion. Yeah. Well, that's cool. You work in a mower shop. It's good to know that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff you can turn in your own business and make it like around here, you got guys that do the mobile fixture, I'll fix it and I'll come to you because, it breaks down in the middle of the yard. You don't have a forklift to pick it up and stuff. And there's a guy that does that for a living. So you can turn that into a big business. Well, yep. I mean, that's why it's good to start selling and then put that money back into it. And then you have that money. You know what I mean? It's actually it's easy. People are almost doing it anyway, And plus, when you find out you can pretty much eat anything you want during that 12 hours, that it makes it easier and the body, we can eat a lot worse than, I eat really clean because I like it that way, but you don't really need to eat that clean. You just, you know, I love to study like the brain and epigenetics and things like that too. And I remember this one guy said that it's kind of grass grows at night. It collects the energy and then at night it grows. When we are sleeping is when we're supposedly losing the most weight. So if you don't sleep, you gain weight. And so the best thing you could do is get good sleep, honestly. And I know I think better when I sleep more. And like I exercise not for my body or not to live longer, any of that crap. It's because I actually think better my brain works better. And then when I started studying, I realized you're putting blood into your head, into your brain. It's pushing it through, and so you literally think better. What up, Harry? uh, can't miss a Harry Humstone live. Please go subscribe to Harry. It's just fun. Who's Tom Cruise? I don't know what's going on with my screen here. Trying to figure it out here. I can't put it in the. Trying to put the link in, but it's. Well, crap. I don't know what is going on here. My computer's putting up some. There. Got it. If you want to jump in, Harry, talk for a minute. No big deal if you don't. Thanks, Jennifer. I mean, you got to go watch Harry. He does house cleanouts. I mean, it is fun to watch, and they had a good one the other day. And plus, it's just, I mean, even when he goes to find, he really finds a lot of good stuff on Marketplace, and he'll go and drive and get it. The other day, it was raining. He goes, "Whoo! I was just going sideways down the road, hydroplaning. Woo! Would you say my nipples or what you say?" It was hilarious. But yeah, I love our community. I love how we're trying to all help each other out. It's like other than Justin, the flipping accountant, most people won't talk about Amazon because it's not just about like you give away your bolos, but Amazon guys will attack other Amazon people. So if they found out what your store name is, when they'll report you and try to get your account banned. And so that's some of the stuff you find that people are mean. Miserable people are trying to make real miserable people will try to bring misery to everybody else. And so, I think that a lot of people found out you got to be careful at least on that stuff because people are just mean. But I appreciate Justin for sharing all his information. That's why a lot of people would kind of start doing like how to do it, and how do how much do you pay for the Amazon seller account? It's like $25 a month, I believe, and then you get unlimited listings when you send in FBA, and then what's the difference between merchant fulfilled and all that stuff. Doing those videos would be good because people think it's going to be easy, and then they go investigate and they go, oh, but they're still going to watch, So I think that would be if I was Justin, I would definitely mix in some of that stuff, how to do certain things, what kind of box I use to send in all my crap, things like that. Sorry, I'm a little far behind here. Yeah, I know, Jen. I appreciate you. Yeah, Sundays are for lazy days, that's for sure. I appreciate you. Yeah, Sundays are for lazy days, that's for sure. What up? How's it going, Harry?
I'm hiding from my wife. She's out raking stuff.
You're supposed to be outside mowing or something, raking up.
Hold on, let me get off that one thing.
All right.
I stay on StreamYard, I think. If this goes off, I'll do it again.
Okay.
There it goes. That's cool. Proper.
How's the weather out there today? Is it kind of cold?
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, like 61 here.
Yeah, same here. Probably. Yeah. I've been we stopped up to the college and dropped some stuff off to the oldest, and had the lunch and came back home. I've actually started listing things, so
Nice.
testing stuff, see if it's working.
Yeah.
So
I like eBay. I mean, it's gotten to be where now I don't care about the money. I know I'm getting something to someone that they really want, even more than I do. And plus, I've learned too, if I let go of one Mahomes, two more come to me. You know what I mean?
you gotta let it go, man. You gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go. Hey, Leroy. He's one of my favorites on YouTube. He is such a positive guy, and he's a wealth of information. He sells mainly 90% tools, and boy, that's a market people don't realize. Auto parts and tools are some of the biggest sellers on eBay, but most of us don't even know about it. But Leroy, they did a premiere yesterday, him and Reseller Niche, and he was explaining how he'll buy or how you can buy a big lot on eBay, snap-on tools, and count out and see how much each thing goes for, and then resell it part it out on eBay. And I was like, that's a good idea.
Snap-on's gold. So is Star, machinist tools, and those old planes, Stanley Bailey. Yeah. Oh yeah. I bought them I sold the big ones. They go just like that. It's like the 4, 5s, and 6s. They go quick. Yeah. I mean, I did well.
I had an old Snap-on thing, and it was like something it was like this long, and I don't even know what it was. And it was something like only a mechanic would use. And it was, I forget the name. I forget what it said.
They're breaker bars, I believe. If
it looked like it. It looked like it, but it had like a gauge on it too.
Well, that's compression. They're compression because you're tightening compression wrenches. So you set it at something, and they'll put like your lug nuts.
That's what it was.
Okay, so much, and boom, boom, and so you don't go over tightening, or you're not too loose. So you're set. I don't know if they still do that. They probably do it with everything now.
Like I think it was about a year ago, and it was still when I didn't know how to ship stuff a lot, so I was scared of shipping it. So I put it in my booth, and it sold in like less than a week. But it's the flea market booth where all the Mennonites and Amish come through there, and I'm sure they saw it and were like, "Whoa, grabbing that!" Because I only sold it for like $30, and I bet it's $100 item on eBay.
Oh, but yeah, they ran out of the store. You'd snap on the bigger the sockets, the more they go. I mean, even if they're rusty, set up one of those rust remover things and clean it up a little. And Snap-on's huge.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a torque wrench.
Torque wrench, yep.
See, he's the man.
He's on. I'm working all the time, so I just give him a drive by when them two are on.
He does a few in the late afternoons. I think Wednesday afternoon. But yeah, it's just I appreciate all these people giving me some information so I don't pass by them in a garage sale. And I can't wait for garage sale season. I drove around today hoping I'd see some. There wasn't any out. It's too cold in the morning still.
I don't think I started really paying attention to tools until last year.
Yeah. I
had a buddy at work going, "Hey, get this. And I started comping them. I'm saying, oh. Yeah. And somebody, when they're $5, I'm grabbing them. When I can get 70 for it, that's a pretty good flip. And I'll grab the machinist tools because that's even starting to sell. I got 2 I'm going to list now. I like I said, sold some on Marketplace too. That Pyrex, that went just like that.
I saw that. Yeah, and I forget who else. Someone put out a video. I think it was January House on how to clean them. He just put them in like vinegar and let them set there, and they cleaned right up. I think it was vinegar. But that'd be a good video for Leroy too, is like show how he cleans them and like prepares them before he. I've seen some people like spray WD-40 on them too to make them shiny and things like that.
You want to get that. The better they look, but even the planes, I sent them out with still like wood dust on them. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm showing you that I'm giving it.
And those guys don't care either.
Nah, they knew what they were because they were old. and they were number 6s. I mean, them suckers are like almost 2 foot long. They're big. So yeah, some of the quarter inch as well. Yeah.
I was watching him premiere yesterday, and Leroy was like, "This stuff would just go underneath your bed. Just buy it." It's a good point.
For space. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so small. When you really think about it, $15 a piece for something this big, you're like, all day long, might as well buy it.
Yeah, I've sold.
Hey,
I got a bunch of stuff going off tonight that will sell.
I just listed 3 woods, a TaylorMade 3 wood and a Callaway 3 wood. I'm going to list some more. I've got a bunch of tennis rackets to list because it's spring and I'm getting offers. Boom, boom, boom.
If I get kicked out of here, it's my wife's going, "You sit down there on YouTube, get out here and help." She's mean. She's mean.
You're supposed to be working.
No,
Rob prefers the seafood diet. He sees food and he eats it. Yeah.
I'm starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
knew you said you were.
Read under that 2,000 calorie. I don't know. This is my on call week. Then in 2 weeks when I'm off call, I'm ready to unload, man. And plus, we'll see. We'll see. It's tough. It's real tough to do.
Oh, I know. It becomes a routine. Basically, got to tell your body what to do, and it's hard because
I want to eat. I like eating. I'm a pro. Too. I mean, and stuff just keeps showing up in front of me. And my wife made these velvet cake cupcakes and put the stuff, and then she jammed them together so they look like whoopie pies.
Yes,
I got off from talking last night. I went up and raided that refrigerator.
Hey, Luna. Yeah, I understand that.
Tearing it up. So, no, this dog wants to go too, don't you? Crazy ass.
She's so cute.
Yeah,
you said, is it a boxer or?
Yeah,
yeah. I love boxers. They're some of the best dogs.
A lot of dogs. I mean, dogs cool. Some are a little more high wire. Don't you got those cattle dogs?
Yeah,
dogs?
They're wild.
Oh, wow,
they're wild, and I went and ran them yesterday, and they're pulling me around. I'm like, good God, you guys! It's just because it's been a while since we've been running, so they're so excited. I can't blame them.
This one sees a squirrel, and there goes your arm, man. Just pulled it out of socket, man, because there she goes. Man, you get mad. But they I
always say, you don't want that squirrel. That squirrel will tear you up. You have no idea. Those squirrels, people don't realize how bad squirrels are. Their claws are ridiculous. They'll rip you apart.
I'd like to see these ones caught. They get up into our engines. They chewed. I thought I had a light out, and I went and looked and put a bulb in. Then I looked, and the wires were chewed. Them son of a guns got up. And they built a nest in somebody else's. When they opened the thing, they had started a nest up there. They're nasty.
Yeah.
Get in your house, they'll tear stuff up. They're a nuisance. So
one got stuck in my dad's attic once. It was hilarious. Trying to get it out.
Oh, they're pain, man. They can tear some stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Them and mice.
Yeah.
Yep,
I never thought they would chew on it. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah, they do. Them damn things are pain in the butt. When I was
a kid, I used to get a BB gun, and I'd shoot them, and I'd use even the pellets too, and I was like, yeah, I got them, and I knew I did, and it didn't even hurt them. I'm like, they just walk off. I'm like, right. Good God, they don't have anything to shoot. They're just muscle and bone.
Yeah, you just lost about 5 subscribers on that one. He said it, not me.
I was a kid. Yeah. I lived on the country. There's nothing else to do.
I know. Kids are mean, and you like shooting things, and you like pulling girls' hair and all that stuff behind the seats. They used to wear pigtails when I was in school. So don't hate me for being a boy.
Yeah, well, when you're a boy, when you're young, you don't know consequences. Ooh, George Brett rookie.
No, that's third year card. This is the 76.
Oh, nice.
76, George Brett.
He still goes for pretty good money, surprisingly.
That one's pretty off corner, and there looks like a little bendy. But did I show you this one last night?
I don't think so.
Here he comes.
Oh, yeah.
That one I was trying to get rated. That is a pristine Bonds card. That's
That
the
is,
'86 traded. That's his
yep.
first. That's his first card. I believe
That one's centered perfectly.
Yeah, that one does look pretty good. I remember really trying to pay attention to that. I think I was trying to find that Kirby Plunkett one. I didn't succeed. I'm pretty sure I have it. Tommy Bernard was going, he don't have it. He don't have that card. He might be right. A lot of these. That's the rated rookies. Don Roth, a lot of those.
I've got about 3 of those, I think.
Yeah, I got about these are, you find one of those centered, I want to see it, because this was a bad, whoever worked there, they were coming in pretty haggy when they was coming on their shift. They was just cutting them, man. They didn't care.
Those black borders, they're almost all ripped up. But that's the thing is, it's kind of like the 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie. There's only I think there's only 21 PSA 10s. It's because it's just they weren't cut very good. There's just not that many 10s out there. You know what I mean? So in a way, if you do find a good one, it makes it worth a lot more. But
yeah, I know Brian, Mr. Boslot, he has a real nice one. So
he got a PSA 8. It looks like a 9 too.
Excited about it. So
he better be spending 10 grand.
Yeah, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's Mr. Makes money.
The PSA 10 just went for 700,000 the other day. I saw it, and I saw an auction. It was 440,000 with a couple of days to go. So if you have a PSA 9, it's he spent 10,000. That's not much if it ends up being a 9.
Yeah, we got to spend money. I mean, if you go double each time, the more. If you double $100, I mean, there's only it's no big deal. You double 5, who cares? Why?
There's only a few cards that you should really keep as an investment, and that's one of them. It'll never go down unless Jordan kills somebody, and then it might
go up too. And today,
you never know.
Everybody likes the bad guys anymore. So hey, Jordan's card just went through the roof. He killed 2 guys at a traffic stoplight.
Well, it's like, Kobe Bryant, he had all those problems with all the things that, he supposedly did. And then he dies and he's a saint, he
was young when he got married. So he cheated on his wife. But
I'm not saying
what else he was dead.
Right.
So, whatever.
Whatever he got. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Roethlisberger.
What'd he do? He was smacking around people or something like that.
Oh, yeah. He did his own thing too. Whatever. And that's why, you saw Deshaun Watson, he got into trouble. And this is why I don't collect football cards. This is why I get rid of them, because those guys get hit in the head all the time.
Yeah. They're violent.
And then
they're violent people. It doesn't matter. There's a special breed that makes it all the way up that high. And you imagine you get hit in high school, it hurts. You get hit in college, it hurts more. I mean, you got to be able to take pain.
Oh, yeah. My buddy, I play a lot of football. I loved playing football. And he said when he went to college, he's like, imagine all the best players you've ever played, and they're all playing with you. He goes, it was so hard. So he's like, I can't even imagine going from college to NFL. It's crazy.
It's nuts, man.
Do you want to come on, Leroy?
Are nuts. Leroy. I'm trying to find I'm still looking through these suckers to see if I can find that card that's missing.
That Plunkett.
I find it. Here's a rookie. There's Wade Boggs, but it isn't the Topps one. It's it's a Don Ross one. So
yeah,
that was his. There's a little bit of money here again. These things I couldn't give them away. Now I think I can. I'll start selling some.
It's like last night when Tommy said that he just sold that Michael Jordan you had. He said he sold 2 of those for $70.
Oh, the baseball.
Just the other day, that baseball card. I sold that same card for $20, which he sold for, 35 a piece. I sold that for $20 back in 1992. So that just kind of shows you that some cards don't really go up in value, And so, unless you're doing the Derek Jeter rookie, there's only a few that you really need to, if you have, keep. And Jeter, I have that rookie. Oh no, Willie Mays.
No, that's Hank Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Yes. 70. That's a 72 Hank Aaron. So
That's worth some money.
Yeah, that's way all center, but the corners are good.
It
But
don't
I
matter
had
back then.
Hank Aaron. He's one of my favorites.
If it's more than 5, back then it's worth it because people didn't think about even condition back then.
I'm wondering what a 5 looks like as far as the corners
Rounded.
go on them. But no, the border, because that border's way off on that one. So
Right.
yeah. Look at my man Scotty. He's on tonight.
Yeah.
Here's a guy like you did with Mahomes. I bought a bunch of this guy. That's Vince Coleman. And I've got the 85 traded ones too. This guy I thought was going to do a lot more, and then he just dropped off the earth. He was stealing bases like a madman. And then something happened, and they lose it, man.
Well, he single-handedly made people start. He actually started the revolution of putting people, the pitchers, keeping guys stuck at first base. When Vince Coleman got, what was it, 80 or 90 stolen bases, they got to where they were just throwing to first. So they made it where your legs are out from underneath of you, and that's when the catchers really started doing the pop time. And so they kind of eliminated his specialty. They really did.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the stuff that goes on. Here's Leroy.
What's up, Leroy? How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm gonna be on just audio.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I'm driving. So.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, how are you, Harry? Harry, how are you, sir?
Wonderful. How you doing?
Good.
Where are you driving? You driving to go find some stuff?
No, I'm driving home from the flea market. I went to the flea market this morning.
How'd you fare?
Yesterday was better. Today. On Sundays, you're lucky if you make $1.50.
Gotcha.
But it's not far. It's not far from the house, and it's a change. So
now, when you get there, go ahead,
Harry.
Go ahead, Harry.
When you get there, do you get there before everybody else and kind of scout out what's happening so you can pick up stuff before people start coming in, or does people?
Harry, I do certain shows where I'll do that, but most of the time I just go there to work, because if I stop picking, then I'm going to spend profit, and I get I'm there to work, so yeah. I'll get upset because I won't be able to. I have to stop.
Yeah,
a good video, Leroy, would be showing your setup, because I remember hearing you explain your setup for the booth or your flea market stand. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. That'd be a good video of showing, like, this is how I do it, and because you've really fine-tuned it to make it easier on yourself.
Yeah, my brother just gave me a new camera. Well, let me use a new camera. So I'm hopefully within the next week or two I can watch some YouTube videos and figure out how to work it, because it's a vlogging camera. So I'm gonna see if I can start using it, and then I'll mount it to the van, and I'll do a time lapse and talk through it. Because when you go to the flea markets, it's a big deal. Like, people think it's easy. It's not easy.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
So,
woo, Patrick Raw, nice. But that'd be a good video. Go ahead.
Yeah, Harry loves those baseball. You guys love those baseball cards.
I did. I
did.
I got away from them after. Well, 93 was the last time I bought, because 94 they went on strike, and I was furious after that one. Yeah. And I haven't really been back since. But
so when I was when I was a kid, I was deep into when Skybox first came out, and all the back, like you said, 90, 91, 92, 93. Yeah. And those cards tanked so bad that I was already reselling after that. So I was like, no, this is real money. Like, I don't have to wait 30 years. I'm automatically making $100, at the flea market. So I stopped doing it, but it stinks because I hear you guys, and I lost the taste when I was younger, and I can't find it. I'm not looking for it, but
I only do it because I know the market, and I only do it because I find it interesting. But I started moving away from it. That's why I've been selling so much for like a year and a half. I used to collect and hoard it, but then it just like you're saying, you know, what I like about reselling is I can make that profit tomorrow. Someone that buys a stock, they know it's not going to give them money for maybe 10 years. I don't want to do that unless you have extra money to spend. If you're doing it for like you really want it now, you can't do like these guys grabbing up Zion and all these new basketball players. It's going to take 20 years for that money to go up, maybe. That's why I started buying. When I saw that, I started buying up Jordan. I started buying Larry Bird because those guys are always going to be good. They've already proven they're good. They don't, you know.
But, yeah, and the deal is like the cards that you're talking about, those guys might have another 20 years left in their life. So when they pass away, I hate to say this, but you guys all know this. When they pass away, the price goes up. Sometimes it's just a hot market, but let some go. If the price goes up, you know, a third or double, then let it go.
Yep. I bought 2 Hank Aaron autographs right before he died. So I got lucky there. I'm not lucky, but I mean, I timed it right, I guess, you know. I have a Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Mike Schmidt, and Ernie Banks, and Eddie Williams, Eddie Matthews signed baseball. That's probably my prize. That one and the Joe Montana, Jerry Rice autograph on a picture are my 2 favorite things. So I'd rather do that than buy a bunch of baseball cards anymore.
Yeah, I stay away from the sport. If I say it dirt cheap, like at some yard sales, I've seen autographs, but they don't have any proof. So I'm definitely not buying it.
Definitely not.
That stuff now, too many people. I could write names on something and put it out there. So
yep,
you don't know.
Got to have a COA.
Yep,
I agree. And yeah, people are going to try to screw you. That's just the way it is.
And now the market knows that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right, Leroy. Another thing I bought recently.
The market knows that.
Yep. I bought a Chevy Chase autograph the other day, a picture for like $15. So, you know, I like to do stuff like that, buy people that people don't think about, you know, because I guarantee I could sell that for $50 in my booth. Not to keep, but I think it's more valuable, just as valuable as some sports dude, you know. I mean, I love sports and all, but I think, you know, some of these actors, he's not very far away from probably being gone too, you know.
Yeah.
I bought an Alice Cooper autograph the other day because I love music.
Now that's big. Yeah.
I love Alice Cooper.
Did he make any of my top list? I think he did.
Thanks for jumping on, Leroy. I appreciate it. You and Harry are a couple of my favorites.
No problem. Yeah. No, I love you guys too. You guys are awesome. You know, and the community it's not big. It's a small community, and you know, you got to support each other. I miss all of Harry's shows. I try to catch as many as I can, or just jump on and say hi. But it gets to be like I feel like I'm letting people down.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't think that way. You go on live quite a bit, so you're out there putting yourself in front of everybody. So you can't just you got to be a reseller too.
That's what
There's a balance. You'll burn yourself out of YouTube real quick if you're not careful.
Once you get more people, it's hard to. I'm not snubbing people. I just don't have time to check everybody's stuff out. I mean, I got everybody's bells rung too, but it's just when 50 videos come up. I mean, I'm busy in the day. I seen Anthony on when I was listing stuff. I said I'll pop in and watch him for a while because Mr. Goodbyes is on, but I'm not buying anything from him. When posters are going for $70 and $80, I don't want to resell them. So
right,
I'm not a reseller really. That's just a hobby for me to resell.
Yeah.
And those auctions, you're right. You're right, Harry, because those auctions, you know, I have friends, you know, in the reselling that have auctions, and I'm not interested. Like, I won't go on their auctions. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is I'm not going to buy from one and not buy from the other. And the other reason is because they're doing their job.
Yep.
They're working. They're trying. keep
Well, that's another thing.
interrupting and talk to everybody in the chats when they're trying to run an auction.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why a lot of times they wait 30 minutes because they know everybody's going to, like Harry said, they're going to sniff each other for a while and then say hi's and thank yous and all the complimentary things.
He's got some cool stuff, though. My God, he's got a lot of stuff I like. He's had some interesting magazines, and one was Halloween related, and I actually bid, but I think Dave Midwest won it, and I forgot to ask him. I said, but I don't want to ask him on the side because I don't want to help. He's too nice, and he'll send it to me. So
yeah, no kidding. Dave's a good guy.
Yeah, because I don't. That's why I just said if I say something, he's probably going to just send it to me. So I'm not, and I know he wants to sell stuff, so let him sell it. That's the way.
He's definitely one of the nicest guys on YouTube. I like when he brings his wife on. She's really cute and nice too. It's like it's fun to watch them. We do it live together.
He's got the same. He's just a smooth dude.
Yeah, you can tell he's the same on his videos as he is in live.
Oh, probably.
And there's a lot of people that you could tell are not at all.
Oh yeah.
Believe me, I'm the same off of video until I'm at work. Work's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, for sure.
But once I leave work, it's me, and there's those people there, and then I get out of work and I just cut it loose. So.
The only thing bad about me getting ready to start mowing is I'm not going to be able to see the reseller niche morning shows as much anymore. That's going to be frustrating. I use that.
Thank God! Oh, thank goodness! I've been waiting for this day. This is the best Sunday I've ever had. You're actually going to give us a break?
Finally, right? Just blowing up your chat all the time.
How many customers do you have, Anthony?
Well, I had an interesting.
You don't have to say. We could talk about it off air. You don't have to say it on air.
No, I have no problem. I have probably 40 right now, but I had one guy that was a real estate agent, which I had half of my business through, and he contacted me 2 weeks ago and says, "Oh, we sold almost all of our properties, and then the ones we have, we're going to make them mow their own." I'm like, "Excuse me?" So half of my business was gone 2 weeks before my season started. So I was like, okay. But it allows me to. I kept I kept a couple of them, but what made it so easy is I'm dealing with one person instead of because I had like 35 yards with him, and it was so much easier. So now I have to deal with 30 more people all differently. You know what I mean? But it opens me up to because I turn down people all the time. So I can start power washing more. I make more money power washing anyway, so it's not a bad thing. But it's a kick in the whenever it's 2 weeks before my season starts, and he could have probably told me 3 months ago. That's the frustrating part.
Hey,
but that's life.
I'm going to get out of here, Anthony, because
all right,
I'm going to get karate chopped if I don't make it.
That's cool.
Up there. So
thanks for joining
me. Leroy, nice talking to you, man.
Take care, sir. I'll see you around.
One time. Maybe I get to jump on your show if I'm around in the daytime one of these days. So, till the next time.
No problem. Thank
Later.
you, guys. Thank you, Anthony. You're not leaving, right?
No, I'm gonna stay on for a little bit longer.
Later, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, Harry.
See ya.
So, how far is your from your house to the flea market?
I'm probably like 5 minutes away.
Cool.
I could pull over if you want me to have my. If you want me to.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, not a big deal. I was just wondering, like, how far you had to drive.
This one's not far. This one's only about I'd say maybe like 8 miles.
I hear you. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Yep. So I had a landscape business for years.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's funny when you say that I get all excited anyway. But I get all excited like when we were talking before, like about the mowers, like people don't, and we can talk so the resellers know as well.
Right.
But like people don't realize like those mowers aren't cheap and the maintenance is not easy. You got to maintain when you're cutting 8 lawns in a day. Your normal lawnmower only cuts once every other week, maybe once a week. So that's 52 weeks, not even, because you live half of the season. So in 1 week, a regular lawnmower couldn't last.
Oh yeah. People don't understand the difference between commercial and for your home. It's such a big difference. And plus, more than anybody, you put it on the back of a trailer, you're going to rattle apart one of those home mowers by not even using it, just being on a trailer. They're not made to be on a trailer.
Even the commercial ones, the way they're made now.
Some of them.
And
that's why I love Hustler. It's made in USA.
Hustler is good. Hustler is one of the ones that I never had, but I had a Bunsen, which was Bobcat.
Mm, that's a good one.
Those that one I liked a lot. And then that was my first walk behind. That was a 48 with the I always would get Kawasaki. Was it Kawasaki?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would always get the Kawasaki and for those. And then my second one was I got the Right Standard when it first came out.
Yep. The Right lost their patent. Their patent ran out 2 years ago, and then Hustler started making them, and they wiped them out. There's no more Right.
Really?
So, yep. But that stand-on is so awesome. I didn't even know how much I was going to like it until I started doing it.
And when you first got it, it's awkward, and people think that, I'm not really into. When you start cutting a lawn quicker every day, like you know what I mean. Like, so normally you say you could do 8 lawns, and then you get that, and you can cut 6.5 lawns in the time you can cut 8.
And mine's a 52. Mine's a 52 inch too. And one thing
that's what mine was.
I think the biggest thing for me is you're standing up, and it's so much cushioning that it doesn't feel like you're standing. And because when you're sitting down and bouncing your back, that's not comfortable either. People are like, "Oh, why would you do that?" They think I'm stupid for having them. Like, I don't care what you think, but being able to look down on the property, I've saved myself so many times by seeing something that I would have ran over, and it would have destroyed the bottom deck. And if I would have been sitting down, I wouldn't have seen it. So I think it saved me a lot of times.
You're up over the deck, and that whole design was amazing.
Yes.
That whole design was amazing, because now when you're dealing with landscape and stuff, guys, when you're dealing with equipment, you can only get so much on a trailer. So what they did was they made a machine that you can literally stand on and use it, and it was like a third smaller width-wise. I mean, lengthwise.
Yep.
You don't care about the height in the trailer.
Yep.
Because it doesn't matter. As long as it can get in the back door. But the length, that's a big deal.
Yep. I used to have my 36 inch, my 48 inch that I set on, and it barely fit on my trailer. Now I have the 36 and I have plenty of room, because it's and then also too, between your front wheel and the deck, you can get closer to stuff now. And that's another thing I've realized. You can actually get closer to stuff than you could before. So it's less weed eating, and everybody would, I'm sure you've had this before. People are like, well, it's a small yard. I'm like, it's not about the yard. It's not about how big the yard is. It's how much weed eating I'm going to do. Because that's what takes the time, and that's what no one wants to do. And they're like, oh, because I've had people have like huge gardens and all this stuff where you have to go around everything in a small yard. I'm like, I have to charge for the weed eating. It's going to take me longer to weed eat than to mow by far, that.
Oh yeah. And the other thing is, they don't realize. I know when I got mine, Anthony, you don't have to say what you paid for yours. When I bought mine, it was a demo. It had, I want to say it had 52 hours on it.
Not much.
And I paid $9,000. Now this is like 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
Mine was brand new. It had 1.2 hours, just because they've been driving around showing a few people.
Yeah.
And I paid 11.5.
Yeah. People don't like that, but that if you take care of it and you maintenance it right, make sure your blades are sharp. In any lawnmower, make sure you. I don't care if you're a homeowner, commercial. make sure make sure
Change them
you
out
check
all
your
the time.
blades. Yep, all the time.
And
But I want to get into reselling.
but it actually goes into reselling, in my opinion, because look at all the money you have to make money. Reselling, you're not. It doesn't. You have to have storage, but if you have storage already, you don't really need to pay for a lot except for the product, and then you get that money right back. People don't realize. I had someone. She was a nice lady, but whenever I got that nice mower, she's like, "Wow, you did that a lot faster." I'm like, "Yeah, it was faster." And she just kept saying, I go, "Hun," and she was kind of hinting around that she wanted it cheaper, and I'm like,
Less. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
go, "Hun, I paid $11,000 for me to go faster, so I can make more money in a
Yeah.
day,
Not
not
so
so
you
my
can save
customers
money.
get a better deal." I'm like, but
Well, you're getting a better cut. You are
yeah,
getting a better cut.
absolutely,
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yep.
And that's another thing
Now, do
too.
you stripe?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I don't put the actual machine behind it where it lays it down, but I always
Yep.
go back and forth because it just looks better.
It looks so nice.
It's
I
just
was never
easier
good
too.
at striping. I was
Yeah,
never
I
good
like
at
it.
it.
I'm an art guy anyway, so for me, I mean, it's rewarding for me to do something that looks
Pull
terrible
away.
and turn it into something that looks nice every time. It's rewarding, and that's why I've kept doing it.
You know what I did? I had this was when I had my landscape business. I still had an eBay back then. So what I did was I had a friend of mine and had a brother, and the brother was he was challenged, but he was good at taking stuff apart. So I had two old machines that I had got. He took them apart, Anthony. I sold them all on eBay, the pieces, and I made a boatload of money. Everything that was say no bigger than maybe it was like maybe a little bigger than like a truck starter, and
Makes
everything he was taking apart, and I
makes
was
sense,
making a boatload of money
and that made
on
you
used
realize what
lawnmower
you could
parts.
do.
Yeah.
It made you
Yep.
realize, like, what am I doing? You know,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I was telling that to someone the other day. There's this really nice Christian family that does all my work on my truck, and they are so awesome. I mean, they'll tell me exactly what I need. Like, well, you need this, but maybe let's try this first, and may not need that other stuff. You know what I mean? And so they're really, really nice. And he rides dirt bikes, and he had cracked his kneecap in 3 spots. So he's been hobbling around for 3 months. He's like, sorry, it's harder to get in now. I can't get the work done as fast. I'm like, oh, that's all right, And then I'm just like, do you realize that like the thing that sells the most on eBay is auto parts? I'm like, you ought to try just to sell some stuff you have a source, you know more about it than most people. I'm like, you ought to do that as like a small side thing, especially now, when you couldn't work as much. It'd have been perfect. And he was like, I got him thinking about it, and
Yeah.
because why not?
Yeah. We got a few questions in there from Mike. Do you see him? Oh, you got it.
No,
Okay. It
making
was
real good
towards the
money.
bottom. It was towards the bottom. It was the flea
Oh,
market grind, that one, and yeah. We see you, Mike. We
I
see
see
you.
you, Mike. I'm
We're
sorry. We got it. We're talking about mowing. I lose
yeah,
myself a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, why not? And I have a bunch of old blades in my, that are just, I keep using them over and over again until but there's some that
yeah,
they can still be sharpened, and so I'm just
yeah.
gonna start wrapping them up and taking them to my flea market booth and just selling them because I know the Mennonites and Amish people are gonna go in there and grab them and go, heck yeah,
Well, the other thing with that, Anthony, is that steel is tempered and treated steel. So that steel, it might not be a saw blade. They can make it into like certain hinges and
Makes
stuff.
sense.
They use those. They use that steel because that steel is really hardened, great steel. That's
Makes
still
sense.
good steel. That's why there's so much.
I remember
You
my
know
my
that I
lawn people, my guys that I get my lawn stuff through them, and have them fix it. They're always like, I'm always like, I want the blades. And like, oh, you want them? I'm like, come on, man. I know you're gonna use. I know. I'm not stupid. Don't do that to me.
Yep.
You have your own mowing gigs. The guy that worked on my equipment. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
No, do you do your own maintenance, motor wise, not oil and blade sharpening, but motor wise? How are you with that with small engines?
I I try to just those things I don't want to mess up, so I don't do it. But everything else I do, except beginning of the year. Sometimes, like this year, I didn't do it last year, and this year I'm like, just look it over. It's starting to get old. It's about 4 years old. I want it to be nice and tip top shape. I'll pay a little extra, you know. And they
Yeah,
found something that was wrong that I needed done, and I trust them. And
yeah,
so yeah, I try not to on those, especially because it's $11,000. My 36-inch Ferris, yeah,
yes,
I'll go mess with it because Kawasaki. I just love Kawasaki. Although the
yeah, yeah.
Kohler has gotten way better. They're closer now. They've gotten theirs better, but I just want the Kawasaki.
So they were good to me. They were good with some of their bigger stuff. I had a Kohler on one of my leaf loaders, and I liked it.
Yeah,
It was more. It wasn't horizontal. It wasn't horizontal. It was vertical or whatever. Which ones? But it was for the. You know what I mean. It was for the
yep,
leaf loader, and those motors were really good. But the Kawasaki to me, it again the whole game has changed. It always does.
yeah,
But I used to do my equipment like you sort of would do a new car. I would get it new. I would use it for 4 years, sell it to somebody, and put the other half. For hopefully I got half of what I paid for it, and then put that towards a new one. Because when you're out there, I had a little bit more than you. I had about 60 cuts, and that was weekly. I had about
yep,
80 customers and
yep,
about 60 cuts weekly, and I couldn't have downtime on the field. I couldn't.
yep, yep. Yeah, I had about 65 last year. Sometimes 70. It just kind of depends, but it kind of goes off and on. But yeah, um, having good equipment is the key with that stuff. I mean, when I got my leaf blower, the backpack leaf blower, I'm like, oh, why didn't I get this years ago? Crap. So made it so much easier.
You see, Tommy? Tommy, I missed you, buddy. The family went away. I'm back, Tommy. The family went away. They left this morning. I'm back.
Uh, yeah,
He said my Leroy detective.
I was watching his live last night with Amber Resells. They were
I
discussing
watched a
Poshmark.
little of it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do Poshmark, so I didn't know what to say. I was just kind of watching and lurking.
And that's what same thing like I said with the auctions. Sometimes now I'm learning like just sit back. They're trying to talk to a host and they're hosting so I just sit back and I'll listen. I'll do some stuff in the house or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, but I never knew how to lurk. I've never lurked. I've always like been active, at least in the chat.
Yeah, I don't usually lurk. That's what's funny. It's like when you see like Matt, part-time picker, or Craigslist Pete lurking, they can't say anything because they know they're going to interrupt the whole live. Everybody's going to go, hey, Pete. And then it's just like no one's going to listen. So they just kind of wait for everybody to calm back down again. you know? But that's why they're there.
And
But you can't take away why they're there too. It's the interaction is what's great about a live.
and the thing is, if you learn, like you've been around. There's a way. I'm not going to get into it. But there's a way where you can get their attention if they're not there. You can figure it out. There's a way to get their attention, and if you need to say something to them, or if you're saying something and you don't want it to be said the wrong way, there's a way to get their attention, and they end up showing up, and you say what you have to say, and then they go back to lurking. You know,
Well,
they go back to doing their other stuff.
right. I usually, if I'm going to say something like Pete or something, it's going to be like something directly that he has said in a video. It's something, it pertains to him. Otherwise, it's just like cheerleading stuff. And,
Yeah.
like most
Like
people
the
don't
other.
realize there's those three dots at the top of a live chat and it says participants. It shows you who's all in
Yeah. Yeah. The other day when we were talking about Lonnie and the stuff that he was going through with eBay, I felt a little like not comfortable because I don't want to say anything wrong, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful because you
Sure.
don't want to upset anybody.
Right.
I don't want to upset anybody, but I do want to bring up a point of something that they've done. Like
Right.
Lonnie, he did a good thing for the community. That he did a good thing by showing us what it was and giving us a little bit of color. Like, I'm the guy who I don't call eBay. I have way too many negatives already now because I'm too chicken to call eBay because I don't want to bother them.
Do the message. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
If you can message
So
them, that's what I've learned. You just tell them who you are, tell them what's up, and they usually get back to you within a day or two. But I get it because if I tried calling, most of the time they call me back like 2 days later or something anyway, and I'm like doing something, so I never catch it. Or so yeah, I understand that. But yeah, but it's hard to offend a big YouTuber because they're constantly having people come at them. So it's really hard to make a Lonnie or oh, there he went. It's hard to make a Lonnie or Pete mad because they're so used to getting people coming at them constantly. But yeah, I do thank God for for Lonnie showing us about the eBay thing and like how ridiculous that was. And eBay wasn't going to fix that crap. Is only because he talked about it and he had a big channel, which we've got to use that to help us. Made for good content too. But thanks for coming in, Leroy. Appreciate everybody for jumping in for a minute. And I'm over. That's funny. Did you see this comment? I do that sometimes. I'll get on my mower and I'll just get it going and I just start going and do it with one hand because you get good. It's got two levers, but you get good at it. But it doesn't always work for everything. But I could see if you mounted it and you had it, yeah, because there's not much up there on the front.
Have you now? I'm not in that anymore. But have you seen the hurricanes?
Is it the ones that are on the ground?
No, the ones that it's a right stand that like you have. It's a stand on, and it's not a mower. It's a blower, and it's like and it has like 20 horsepower motor on it, and it's amazing. You can flip sides.
I say it'd be throwing rocks. I haven't
You've never seen them. Anthony, look it up on YouTube.
I will. I will.
and you can literally use it as a leaf loader into your truck. You can either blow with it or you can vac with it.
Suck it. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So when I had mine, I had a 18 horse. When I had my vacuum, it was an 18 horse. I think it was an 18 horse or 16 horse, and it was a red little wonder or something like that. I forgot which one it was. It was red. It was a red leaf loader. No, leaf loader.
Oh, okay.
The big vacuums that go in the back of the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
And that thing was amazing. But now these new ones, my buddy bought a couple of them, and they're $15,000.
Yeah. What I do? What I do now is I had something called you probably know it's a quick shoot, and so you can just pull it up and pull it down, and it closes down your chute out. And so it basically you don't have to have mulching blades. You just mulch it right there. And so most of the time I'm mulching it up, and I never take away leaves anymore. People ask me to do the leaves. I'm like, sure. I just mulch them up and turn it into soil.
Yeah.
And if there's too many, I'll blow it out or do it twice. And then every once in a while, I'll blow it all into one place and take away one little bag full, And I used to try to haul off leaves and all that crap. And oh my God. I mean, after you go to the dump and dump them out and all that, it's never worth it. And leaves are all dirty and moldy. I'm like, no, thanks. I'm glad I get to a point where I don't have to do it. Huh?
I had 3 trucks. I had one truck that was just a leaf truck for the fall.
Yep. I understand. It extends your year.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to somewhat, or you're missing out.
I mean, you make good money, you're making good money doing cleanups, but it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Because you just can't burn through it. It always takes more time, and that's part of it. Well, I'm going to jump off here. I just looked up a hurricane, and it's a serious blowjob. Huge. That's funny. But thanks for joining, Leroy.
Was that Tommy?
No, that was Mike.
It was Michael. Michael. Okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem at all. Thank you for allowing me to come on and again talking kind words for me. I don't know why you guys do that, but
I'm just saying the truth. My truth, at least. One thing else I was going to say. I remember you saying about about the tempered steel. You were saying that about the anvils, that people buy those anvils because they'll take pieces off of them and use it for other things. That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's a video to put out. But you don't want to take your own market.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. But I'll see you tomorrow. I'll definitely see you around tomorrow anyway. And have a great rest of your day. And tell the dogs that Uncle Leroy said hello.
Absolutely. Thanks, Leroy.
Take care. Yeah, bye, everyone.
Mower Derby. Well, I thank everybody for joining today. And I just kind of like to come on here on a Sunday. Usually I have some garage sale stuff from the weekend, and but that's soon to come. But I guess I'll catch you in the live chats, and thanks for everybody doing their YouTube videos, because I appreciate all the extra knowledge from anybody, even Poshmark when I don't sell clothes, even though that's changed over time. But when I first started reselling, it was mainly clothes, so I just stayed away from it. But it's just good to know, in case I run across I don't want to sell clothes, but it's kind of like a OBX picker, Eric, sometimes you run across them and you don't want to say no, because if you find a good deal of a bunch of, vintage stuff, you got to take it, so it's good to know what, in case I do have to get into it. But I appreciate everybody for joining, and grind on, friends.